family. My name is Mrs. B Finesse of millennialfinessemindset.com, and we are doing our 30-day challenge, guys, today. So we're talking about money mindset and emotional spending. Now, if you're going to be honest, you guys know that you all are going through this, right? It's money mindset and emotional spending. So today we're talking, let's be honest. Black Friday isn't a sale, guys. It is a setup. All right, so I definitely want you guys to put that in the chat, setup, and tell me how you've been set up each year Black Friday comes. Are you part of the setup? Do you indulge in going, sitting up, going, catching all the deals, spending all the money, right? Put that in the chat, put setup, and tell me how you've been set up on Black Friday or during this holiday season, all right? So we're talking about companies know your emotions better than your budget, right? So as far as emotionality, guys, as far as you being kind of scripted to buy, you being urged to buy by your emotions, this is something that has standed the tales of time ever since the first commercial, right? Buyers, sellers, any type of people that are trying to market or profit, they study that, right? A lot of times you don't even know you are freely, willingly giving your buying preferences when you are online, when you're signing up for things, when you are actually going to different websites. You don't realize that they are actually tracking what you do, what you spend, how you buy. And your emotions cost more than money. All right. So be aware of your emotions, all right? Because your emotions can be the catalyst to make you buy and make you spend, right? And that can be detrimental, all right, guys? So if you're coming in, hola, como estas, ni hao. My name is Mrs. B Finesse of millennialfinessemindset.com, and we're doing these daily lives. We're doing a 30-day challenge, guys, to encourage you guys, 30 days of let's be honest, and we're talking this holiday edition, the money mindset, meaning, and purposeful life. And this is something you guys can just redo every 30 days because it's super important that you are focusing on that. So we are focusing specifically this week, money mindset and emotional spending. All right, so let's be honest, Black Friday isn't a sale, it is a setup. All right, so companies know your emotions better than your budget. Please be aware of that, guys. Be aware that when you are buying things, especially if you get this feeling of angst or urgency that you have to have something that you have to buy, make sure you are checking yourself as far as your emotions. Make sure this is not just an impulse buy, that this is something maybe that you actually need or that you actually know you can afford. Because many times, almost all the time, companies have your emotional ideals on lock. What they'll do is they play off your emotions and they will bait you or get you to buy things that you really don't even need. A lot of times they'll get you to buy stuff for people that, once again, is not even something that is necessary, but emotionally you're charged and attracted to buy that. So once again, in the comment section, especially if you're watching on the replay, I want you to put set up and tell me how you've been set up, or maybe somebody you know during the holiday seasons have been set up. All right, so we're being honest. Let's be honest. Black Friday isn't a sale, guys. It's a setup. If you actually shop enough or you pay attention when you go into the stores, guys, you will be quite aware that a lot of those things are just marked up more to look like they're on sale. It's kind of like a emotional game that they play. I guess you could call it propaganda. Be aware that a lot of times things are not really marked down. They just have the price scaled up. So when there is a sale or there is this big awesome markdown or whatever you want to call it, they're still not losing margins. A lot of times too, if you're checking the tags of tickets, the tags of different things you're buying, you can also see that. You can see a lot of times they will mark or clearance something down just to mark it back up the next week. A lot of times too, be cognizant of places that have a lot of sales, because if the things are priced at a good price point, you really don't need to run a lot of sales on things. All right, so once again, we're talking, let's be honest, Black Friday isn't a sale, it is a setup. All right, so if you're just coming in, hola, como estas, ni hao. My name is Mrs. B Finesse, and we are on this 30-day journey, guys, where we're talking money mindset and emotional spending. If we can be honest, can you really Admit that you emotionally spend. A lot of your spending is charged by how you feel, your emotions, and your attention to things. I think a lot of times we don't even realize when we're buying things that are even necessary, we don't realize how much we're emotionally charged when we're buying. Even if it's something like food or something necessary for the family. Hello, hopefully you're having a great day. Thank you for stopping by. Once again, guys, make sure you're sharing because sharing is caring. We need to get this out for everybody to be a part of this movement. We are talking the Let's Be Honest movement. We are talking about emotional spending during these holiday seasons and how we can get a grip on this, how we can actually come to the reality of being honest that there is an issue and a problem with the spending. And a lot of times we don't realize how much emotionally charged we are to this. And sometimes you just gotta kind of stop and think and see for what it is. Oh my goodness, guys, a beat. Anyways, yeah, the emotional spending is at an all-time high. And then even with all the things that were going down, the jobs, people, hundreds and thousands of people losing jobs, shutdowns going on in the different governments, people losing all the things that helped them get by. This is a true reality. Thank you. I mean, I'm trying to create I like being outside. I like, the environment, the sun. So hopefully if you guys are in a cold winter environment, this kind of peps you up because I know the sun helps and, seeing the atmosphere and trees. Sometimes people just don't even get outside. I get it. You work a lot. You have to do a lot. You don't even get outside. So I'm glad this ambiance is giving you the peace that you need. So once again, guys, my name is Mrs. B. Finesse of millennialfinessemindset.com. I am an educational consultant and accountability coach. I worked with many clients dealing with education groups, clients, families, and individuals, and I help people meet and stay to their goals, and I help them actually stay focused on their challenges and be accountable for it. So this week we're talking, let's be honest, Black Friday isn't just a sale, guys. It's a setup. So once again, especially after the video, I want you guys to go into the comment section. I want you to write setup and say how you've been set up, or somebody that's been set up by this Black Friday deals. Also, guys, be careful with something that seems like it's too good to be true with markdowns, because a lot of times it is. Like I told you guys, and if you don't really pay attention, you don't really notice that a lot of times they are upmarking things already. So when they mark it down, it seems as if it's a big sale, but it's really not a big sale. All they did was watch their margins and scale it down just enough so they could still make a profit, which is really sad because to me, I understand making enough money to get by and take care of your company. But when you're making so much money that you don't even want to give a living wage to your workers, you're making so much money that all the profits, I understand helping the investors and giving back to what somebody invested into you, but just greedily taking the profits so much, it's just really sad because people have no care for their fellow men nowadays. People have no care to help other people. It's such a mindset and a facade that I have to have. You only live once. Let me get it all, get all, so much so that you don't even want to share with other people. You don't even want people to have enough. And yeah, it's amazing when you really think about it, the carelessness of people. And they get so caught up in wanting to buy, and give material things that you lose sight of just taking the time to talk with somebody, taking the time to meet a direct need instead of just giving the money. What directly is that person needs? So it's super important that we're aware of that. So once again, we're on this 30-day challenge. We're talking money mindset and emotional spendings. And a lot of people just don't want to be honest nowadays. They want to get their belly full. They want to fill their carnal needs. They want to get a individual want met, but they really don't want to deal with themselves. And the reality of it is, if you don't start dealing with yourself and you don't realize what's going on with your human nature and what's going to be going on soon with all the technology and things changing, you will literally lose yourself. You're going to lose yourself in all this. So once again, we're getting back to the get down. We're talking about this 30-day challenge, money mindset and emotional spending. Companies know your emotions better than they know your budget. Be aware of that. Companies really don't care about edifying you and giving you what you actually quality need. They really want to stroke your emotional needs to get you to buy, right? Once again, I'm really for that no buy movement, right? It's okay if you've spent money and you bought things in the past. Well, moving forward, be cognizant of what you're spending your money on. And if that's something that is really, if that's something that's really something that is near and dear to what you want to be, your meaning, your purpose, your mindset, right? So what I mean by that is, instead of you just spending money to spend it, be cognizant of the money, be cognizant of how that money can be used to help somebody else, and be cognizant of if it's even necessary. Do you even want to buy the thing that you thought you wanted to buy? Is it something where you could use that money for something else good? Be aware of that, because once again, companies know your emotions better than your budget, and they will play off your emotions. And emotions cost more than money. So be aware of that. Your emotions will have you bankrupt, right? That's how they get people in, especially with gambling. And don't get me started on that, because I'm going to actually do another video on that online gambling, that phone gambling, all those different companies playing off your emotions, getting you to want, and getting your psyche to feel like you always want to be part of gambling and winning, I'm going to get it the next time. I'm going to get it the next time. Be aware of that. Once again, your emotions cost more than money. So check your emotions, all right? And companies know your emotions better than your budget. So be aware, guys, during this Black Friday holiday season, that you are worth much more, and the environment and the people that you're around, you might need to switch it and change it if you always feeling like you have to buy to get somebody to love you, pay attention to you, to even get them to care. All right, so let's be honest, Black Friday isn't a sale, guys. It is a setup. So in the comment section, put setup and tell me how you've been set up, or somebody you know has been set up during holiday season. All right, guys, have a great day. Adios.